Are y'all ready to learn? Y'all better be ready to learn. Hey y'all, it's Kai, as you all know, and today I'm going to be talking about a serial killer. My specific serial killer is called the Gainesville Ripper, and his real name is Daniel Rowling. Daniel Danny Harold Rowling was born May 26, 1954 in Shreveport, Louisiana, and died by lethal injection in Florida State Prison October 25, 2006. As I said, Daniel grew up in Louisiana. Louisiana is a southern state, which means when he was born, like I said, in 1954, as a little reminder, in 1954, Louisiana was still segregated. The specific town that he grew up in was known as a sundown town. Sundown towns are towns or cities that exclude minority groups, meaning non-white people were not allowed. Let's talk about Daniel's home life. Daniel's parents' names were Claudia Rowling and James Rowling. James Rowling was a cop in Shreveport, Louisiana. Unfortunately, James never wanted children, so when he had Danny, he was abusive to both him and his wife. Danny was first beaten by his father when he was just 1 year old. This is said that he was beaten because he wasn't crawling properly and his father grew angry. When Claudia Rowling had Kevin Rowling, Danny's little brother, his father grew even more abusive than he was before. Claudia Rowling tried to escape her marriage time and time again. She could not take the toxicity anymore, but she kept returning to James Rowling. Danny failed the 3rd grade due to his mental illness, and his counselors described him as aggressive and said he had poor impulse control. At age 11, Danny decided to pick up music to help him cope with his abusive father. His mother was committed to a hospital after she slit his wrist. Danny then picked up drugs and alcohol, which only worsened his fragile mental state. At age 14, Danny's neighbors caught him peeking into their daughter's bedroom, which caused him to be beat again by his father. Nothing seemed to be helping Danny, so he decided to attend church and become a man of God. He still wasn't able to stay in control, so he decided to enlist in the military. The Navy would not take him, so he instead joined the Air Force. Danny quit the Air Force after abusing drugs when he took acid more than 100 times. When Danny quit the Air Force, he decided to try to live a normal life and ended up marrying his wife. Danny then became abusive to his wife. At age 23, after 4 years of being with her, she decided to separate from him because he threatened to kill her. In 1977, following the separation, Danny turned his devastation into anger. He raped a woman who resembled his ex-wife and tried to kill her. A few months later, he killed a woman in a car accident. Danny committed a series of crimes and thefts along his span of life. He participated in a series of armed robberies to get cash. Because of this, he was in and out of the criminal justice system in Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, and Alabama. Danny broke out of prison several times and was fired and quit his jobs most of the time as well. In May of 1990, Danny shot his 58-year-old father twice and nearly killed him. His father did not die, but he did lose an ear and an eye. After doing so, Danny fled in late July of 1990 to Florida after stealing Michael Kennedy Jr.'s identity. Okay, enough with all that background information. Let's get into the juicy stuff. Let's get into what makes him the Gainesville Ripper. On August 24th, which just so happens to be my birthday, of 1990, Danny Rolling broke into the home of Sandra Larson and Christina Powell. Both were incoming freshmen at the University of Florida. Danny followed them home, broke into their house, and used his height and weight to overpower them, killing both of them. This began the streak of the Gainesville Ripper. In the process of killing both of these women, Danny covered both of their mouths with duct tape and he bound their hands together. He forced one of them to perform oral sex on himself before he raped, stabbed, and killed her. He then returned to Sandra's dead body and raped her again. He went so far to even cut the nipples off of one of them to keep as a trophy of his actions. On the next day, 1990, Danny killed Crystal Hoyt. He did this in the same way that he did the other two women. He broke into her home, he raped her, and then removed her nipples and placed them beside her. Danny then decapitated her, meaning he took off her head and sat her upright on the edge of the bed, and then he put her head on the bookshelf. Obviously, the news had spread across the university, and the students were scared for their lives. They decided to go around campus in groups, class was canceled, and they decided to sleep together. On August 27th, Danny then killed Tracy Pauls and Manuel Taboada. He killed Manuel Taboada in his sleep, and then he killed Tracy. Unfortunately for him, he did not tamper with their bodies because he had fear of being caught. By this time, over 1,000 students left campus, and 700 of those students never came back. Like I previously stated, Danny's father was a cop. This made it hard for Danny to be caught because he knew how to cover his tracks. Instead of leaving that duct tape on those bodies, he disposed of the duct tape and got rid of any fingerprints. Danny also used cleaning solvents on the bodies to remove any traces of semen. Some of the females were left in sexually suggestive positions, which offered authorities a clue into the killer's methods. Danny, or the Gainesville Ripper, continued to steal from homes and gas stations, and then he was finally caught after a high-speed chase. Danny committed a triple murder in Shreveport, Louisiana, of Julie Grimsom, her father and nephew, which clued the police to the Gainesville Ripper. This is because he left her body in a sexual position and was also stabbed to death just like his other victims. In November 1991, Danny was charged with 5 counts of murder. Danny claimed his motive was to become a superstar like Ted Bundy. The police decided to take DNA samples from incarcerated people in Gainesville, and they found that the DNA matched the most to Danny Rolling. In 1994, Danny pleaded guilty to all 5 charges. Thus confessing to being the Gainesville Ripper, he was executed on October 25, 2006 by lethal injection. A total of 47 people witnessed the execution of Danny Rolling, which is double the capacity of the viewing room. His last meal consisted of a lobster tail served with drawn butter, butterfly shrimp with cocktail sauce, a baked potato with sour cream and butter, strawberry cheesecake, and a sweet tea. On his deathbed, he sang a hymn song that was 5 verses long. He called on the tunes of his childhood when he learned how to play the guitar to find peace before his execution. His last words were, "None greater than the Lord." Now let's talk about the pop culture connections. In the media, serial killers are idolized, along with gang members, who are essentially justified serial killers. When it comes to being a gang member, I view them as serial killers. And this is because gang members kill people based off of what crew or group they are in, because they are from a different part of the city, or they wear a different type of color. If you kill somebody for biased reasons, not only are you a murderer, but if you do it multiple times, you are a serial killer. Gang members have all types of effects on people. Young Black children that grow up in communities that have gang members surrounding them are affected by them because that is who they look up to. They see these people in their community do these type of things, and then they grow up to do these things. And the gang members that rap about it, in their lyrics, that's what they talk about. And as young children, these are the things that we hear on the radio and the things that we're taught to listen to through social media. This affects the child's brain and makes the child think it is okay to murder people. Moving away from gang members, I'm going to start talking about entertainment. In the very popular game Roblox, a platform that is intended for children, there are many different types of games. Anybody can become a creator on Roblox and create a game, and it's all about whether your game becomes popularized. There are many games about serial killers. For example, a game called Jeff the Killer. While Jeff the Killer is not a real serial killer, it teaches children that serial killers can be entertainment and can be fun. Why is this? They gave Jeff the Killer a creepy mask and gave him a catchphrase that says, "Go to sleep." The children run from the serial killer in this game and can sometimes even play as this serial killer. Let's talk about the fact that there's sections on streaming platforms where you can literally watch scary movies, which are essentially about serial killers. Most of these serial killers being based off real killers, people who actually died. Let's first start off by talking about Scream. This is a very popular movie series. Scream has a total of 6 films, and over the course of the 6 films, it has made $913 million. The movie Scream was actually based off of the serial killer that I'm currently talking about, the Gainesville Ripper. They're still making Scream films. The last Scream movie came out in 2023, Scream 6. It is said that Scream 7 will be coming out very soon. Now, I know that all of us, or most of us, have watched Scream before. We know that this movie can be very comedic. Edge of our seats comedic. Laughing with our family comedic.
Yo.
Hello, shorty. What are you doing?
Nothing. Sitting here watching the game, smoking some bud.
Are you all alone?
What's up? What's
up? Who's that?
Yo, pick up the phone. What's up?
What's up?
Yo, Duque, pick up the phone.
Yo.
What's up?
But did y'all know that this was based off a real person? Why are we laughing? Why are we laughing about something where real college students passed away? Freshmen, sophomores, real students died because of a white man who decided to break into their dorms and kill them. There has been a literal TV series about Jeffrey Dahmer, which was meant to be informative, but us teenagers and some adults found it hilarious. Jeffrey Dahmer was a very cruel person. He literally ate black men, but yet we're laughing at a TV series about him. The TV series has been spread across platforms, not for the right reasons. People are still making jokes about it. People say lines that he said, and people laugh about the way that he looks, but nobody's talking about what he actually did. It wasn't even that long ago. It's not like we're talking about something that happened 100 years ago. We're talking about a white man that specifically targeted black men. Now, we all know that Halloween is a very fun holiday, and yes, it is fun to dress up and go out with your friends. But why are people dressing up as serial killers? Whether they're fictional or non-fiction, whether it happened or it didn't, people are dressing up as Ghostface from Scream, Jason Voorhees with the hockey mask, from Halloween. People are dressing up as Freddy Krueger with that scary looking mask. Why? Why are people idolizing these serial killers? We need to get down to the bottom of it. Did y'all know that Jason Voorhees might be based off a real story? But the directors of the film denied it. His story could possibly be based off a 1960 massacre in Finland. But the directors denied it so they wouldn't get the backlash. So they wouldn't feel the hurt of making fun, making entertainment out of something so real. There are many songs that mention serial killers. Here's a whole thread of them. This all just goes down deeper to America profits off of the things that hurts us the most. America will do anything for money. America will make up serial killers. America will do anything for the money. America will make up serial killers. America will use real serial killers and change their name. America will make Halloween costumes for these serial killers. America will make movies about it. America will let these people talk about it in their songs. As long as America and the government is profiting off of it, it's going to stay around. So what will you do? What will we do to make a change? With that being said, thank you for watching this video, and I want you to remember always, America is behind the worst of it. No, I was just playing. But for real, thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed my video, and I hope that you learned something. Don't let America trick you, and don't become a serial killer, my hearts.